Talofa faithful, what's up? It's Captain Niner. I'm back. It's time for the NFC Championship highlight review, and we all know this one's a good one. This is the one that sends us to the Super Bowl. Even though, let's be honest, even those of us with the most faith, man, that first half was rough. But the boys pulled it out, and we're going to the Super Bowl in a couple weeks. All right, let's jump into this video.
I think early on, the Lions are going to lean heavily on Montgomery and Gibbs, the rookie.
Here's Montgomery.
And the amount of push they had up front on our defensive line was insane.
Fake here. Got with some pressure. Gets off Laporta's wide open. First down and more. And Sam Laporta.
I will say this: as young as that team is, and with the youngness of our team, the Packers, the NFC is set up good. If you look on that one, Bosa bit in so hard on that and didn't keep any sort of contain on there. And this had the whole place shook. Look, I want to say that the Lions had like a 22% ticket rate.
Best element of Detroit.
See how loud that stadium is right now? Come on, people.
Defending the pass.
3rd and 9 here. Have to pass. Purdy
throws one up. Nice. Just floated it over to Ayuk on that one.
Perfect throw for Brock Purdy.
Same old motion out of CMC.
Purdy. Pressure coming. Gets Jack throws.
To be honest, the way he stood in the pocket and looked that one down.
McCaffrey right up the middle, and Christian McCaffrey's got a first down.
Christian McCaffrey had more runs in this game to where it seemed like he had like maybe a yard or two, and then just kept chugging it out. And all of a sudden, he's got 7-8 yards afterwards.
The way to go, and he's stuck right at the 30. We'll see where they mark him.
Oh man, this one hurt.
48 yards on this try. And Moody up. And
raise your hand if you were yelling and screaming, "Screw Moody!" after this kick.
Into Jared Goff's lap.
Here's the first touch for Jahmyr Gibbs. And Gibbs
biting inside again.
To the outside. He's got a first down up to midfield.
It's been an issue all season long with the biting inside.
Here's a fake. Goff's got all day.
No pressure in the pocket.
Goes far side, and there it's caught out there by Montgomery, who makes the catch. He's got another first down. A lot of time for Jared Goff on that drop back.
Because they know they have 4th down in their back pocket.
49ers that get it out to
here comes some shit tackling.
Wall of blockers. St. Brown diving forward. He's got a first down inside the 20. And
another team that is playing very 49er-like football that's able to move it on this defense.
Gibbs on the draw. Nothing up the
middle to bounce.
To the right and then turns up the field. And Gibbs just so fast.
One thing this defense definitely needs to do next year is we need to get faster. It's obvious a lot of these offenses, their skill position players are just too fast.
To him, Montgomery, nice move up the middle, still chugging his way all the way down to the 1.
Much respect to this Detroit Lions running game.
Montgomery on 2nd and goal, surging his way forward. He's in. Touchdown, Detroit.
I don't think anybody expected him to get up on this. Now, I did have the game on our preview show, our weekend review preview show, is 35-20, or 35-30. But I didn't think it was going to be like this. Look, there's that game manager guy again, just doing game manager type things.
3rd and 2. McCaffrey up the gut.
There's 2. He gets 3 or 4 yards afterwards. Every single carry, it seems like he gets that.
Kind of dominated this weekend with tight ends.
There's Purdy to start the second.
Purdy didn't have a whole lot of front or a whole lot of time.
McCaffrey breaks the tackle. McCaffrey down the sideline, still on his feet.
And McCaffrey just running it.
McCaffrey stopped near the 5, I think. Finally shoved out of bounds. What an effort.
What was the eventual winning touchdown? So they got to get more red zone tricks because they're excellent when they get there.
And there's the money.
2nd goal. Up and in.
Now, most of us thought we were going to. This was when our comeback was going to start. We're going to start taking control of this game. Little did we know. Right up the middle, crap tackling.
Montgomery had a first down. Oh man. 3rd and 10.
Nice pocket for him.
St. Brown, way to go, makes a move, and he's got it. He had to.
Amon St. Brown is just an amazing receiver.
Blitz coming. Goff in trouble, and down he goes. It's Nick Bosa.
Bosa came up big in this game. He had a couple of good sacks on this one.
Goff over the middle, gets it to Laporta, who gets smoked by Greenlaw.
I was worried about Greenlaw on his
Fred Warner,
clavicles
that's
after
about
that
as good a
one.
throw as there is.
Samuel gets it on the jet sweep left, looking for a block from Kittle. Cuts up the field. Samuel breaks a couple of tackles.
See, you saw it right there. Like, you can feel the momentum
Just
almost starting to shift
hard running for the
towards
49ers
our
and
game,
Samuel
our side,
making it work.
with how this was going at this point in the game.
3rd and 10. 4-man rush. Purdy in some trouble. Lets it go over the middle.
And then that happens.
Rodriguez has it. Breaks the tackle. And he's
We haven't been getting
inside
lucky
the
on a
25.
lot of those
We get a
balls this
penalty
year.
middle of the field too, so hang on.
During the return, personal foul, illegal blindside block, return team, number 2, 15-yard penalty from the spot of foul.
By the way, Drake Greenlaw back in the game for the 49ers. Here's Goff over the middle. Laporta's wide open.
I'm a little surprised we didn't see more out of Laporta in this
He
game.
should have it.
He makes his presence felt on a weekly basis.
2nd and 7 for Goff. Back to throw. Zips one. Oh, good adjustment.
Great
St.
catch.
Brown's got a first down. That was a great catch. He's down to the 15.
Sometimes you just got to
That
tip your hat.
hesitation is
It's
all
like,
Goff
you know,
needed to
good
squeeze it in.
play. Ain't nothing you can do about that one.
Now it's Gibbs. Trying to get to the edge. Gets a block from the quarter. Makes a man miss. Gibbs inside the 5. Touchdown, Detroit.
That bad tackling I keep talking about. Look, as much as excited as I am for us to be in the Super Bowl, we got to call it sometimes, man. Sometimes the tackling on this team has been piss poor.
Looking, floating downfield. Ayuk.
I really thought Ayuk was going to come up with another shoestring catch again like he did last week.
Montgomery up the middle, now cuts left, and a strong run, and another first down.
They came out through the ball 46 times.
Stay on the run game with Montgomery with a nice seam on the right side and another
Just
big
gashing
run. He's out
the
here
middle of this
first down.
defense.
3rd and long. Gonna hand off Gibbs. He's got a seam. Gibbs racing to the sticks. He's got the first down. They've handed off on 3rd and 12, and they picked it up.
Well, what did we say in the first quarter?
On the fake. Pressure on Goff. He's in trouble, and Bosa's got his 2nd sack of the day.
Bosa's really trying to win this game today.
Or he's just going to hand the ball off to Gibbs, but they want to make San Francisco use their last time out.
Here's Goff, 4-man rush. Steps up, zips it over the middle of St. Brown. He's got a first down. A 3rd and 18 conversion and a dart from Goff to St. Brown. Wow. 3rd down. Goff fires far side. St. Brown again.
I won't lie, the amount of cussing I was doing at this point in the game was insane. I think I was using more cuss words than regular words.
Setting up a screen. Gibbs fell down, gets up to get it, runs into his own man, and is stopped short. And here's Badgley from 21, and he buries it. So it's 24-7.
Game and
All right, and so at that point, that was the half right now. I think that's probably about as bad as it got. Now, I don't know whose idea it was to have Journey at halftime play "Don't Stop Believing," but that person needs a raise because we didn't stop believing. This team didn't stop believing, and then this is what happens.
And in protecting Jared Goff, his message to his team coming back out, we have to finish this game.
Purdy over the middle. And
Nice
Samuel
ball,
shot
nice
into
catch and pass.
Samuel. A strike from Purdy down to the 41.
It's almost like they felt it instantly coming out after the half.
Just picked up Samuel one-on-one, breaks a tackle.
We know Debo was.
Surging forward.
Man defense, Gardner Johnson and Branch both in the game together.
Purdy thinking about running for it, not going to get there. Back across his body. Oh, one-handed catch.
Yeah, we're gonna watch that again because that was a stupid catch by Juwan Jennings. And by the way, Brock Purdy will probably never throw that pass again. And if he does, it's either going to go down as an incomplete or it's going to be picked. There's no reason for him to throw that ball. And Juwan Jennings had no right to be catching the ball like that. That was just insane play by both ends on these guys.
Johnson and Branch both in the game together.
Purdy thinking about running
Oop,
for it.
little jump
Not gonna
pass,
get there. Back
one
across
pass.
his
That's
body.
just amazing catch.
One-handed catch. Juwan Jennings. Another blitz. Picked up.
Going
Purdy
deep.
delivers deep over the middle, too high. Trying to get it to Jennings.
I was wondering when I saw Jennings on that one. I was like, ooh.
And
Raise your hand if you're worried about that Moody field goal.
Here in California, I think there's a lot of unknowns there.
Sourcewell. By the way, I said Barry Sanders. I meant Billy Sims. Barry's here. Here's Laporta. Laporta's got a first down. And a good start for these Lions. Montgomery again. Again, a big hole. Montgomery's got a first down easily.
When they got the ball back and just started doing this again, I was like, oh, crap.
You're the 36.
Lined up here in the backfield.
They give it to St. Brown up the middle, and Amon-Ra
Then
Brown is short.
Oh, no, it wasn't his play.
Goff to throw it. Here comes pressure. Escape.
Wilson barely got out.
And it is incomplete.
Barely didn't get that one.
There's Purdy to throw. Set it up to Samuel. Looking for a couple blocks.
Debo was on point with the screens and the swing outs and all that kind of stuff. He was on point all day long. I think he only had one that was bad, and that was on a missed block from Ayuk.
Steps into one. Launching deep, going for
Then there's
Ayuk. It is.
Whoop.
Oh, he caught it off the ricochet.
So obviously, we are definitely watching that one again. And at this point, I believe we are just going to call this one the fluke to Ayuk.
Joseph, who leaves. Here's Purdy.
Good pop.
Time.
Lots of arms. Look at that.
Deep, going for
should have been picked off. Ayuk.
Oh, he caught it off the ricochet. Penalty. Is he in?
I cannot. That's
hit him right in the face.
Ayuk is just amazing. And I'm glad to hear today that they are making Ayuk the priority in the offseason to get that man paid, because with how he's been playing this season, he definitely deserves every penny he's getting.
And Ayuk just staying with the play, and
it's like God level hand-eye coordination.
Looking, firing in,
then finishing it off, Ayuk.
Touchdown.
At this point, granted, I'm not there in the stadium, but you could start to feel it in this one.
The middle, he runs into a wall, and the ball came out.
I would have loved to be in that stadium right now to feel how hyped it got. Because I know I was sitting here in my room just jumping up and down, yelling and screaming like a fool. And then we have Brock, don't call me Steve Young when I'm scrambling, Purdy.
Down to the 5, and it's 1st and goal for the Niners.
I love how Feliciano just picks him up like he's a small child.
He's going to get it, and he walks in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
It's happening. It's happening.
Goff over the middle, and it's dropped. Oh, it was a 1st down gimme, and Reynolds could not hang on.
I will say this: I do wish more teams and coaches like Dan would do some of that. Look at this kid. This kid is amazing. And then the catch by Juice, just crazy. What I say about Detroit is I wish more teams would go for it on 4th. Man, they live and die by it. And while they lived most of the season with that mentality, unfortunately they died by it last night.
The ball and maximize every opportunity with it.
I think by this time, Detroit knew that they were in trouble.
Looking, throwing deep down the side.
George Kittle.
He's got a big 1st down to the 30. His 2nd catch.
2 linebackers.
Purdy to throw it. Blitz coming. Steps away, room to run. Going to take it. Purdy sprinting inside the 15 and diving forward.
Can someone teach Purdy how to slide?
He's had in this half.
He won't do it, though. I don't think he will ever be a slider.
Speed. Here's Purdy on the play fake. Look at end zone. It's not there. Pressure coming. Purdy is sacked. Nice job by the.
They did get him on back-to-back sacks here that started getting a little worrisome on this part.
4-man rush. Purdy in trouble. Purdy sacked again. No sacks for the entire game, but now on back-to-back plays as Aleem McNeil delivers. Moody up and good, and the 49ers.
I wasn't sweating Moody as much on that field goal because I think we've finally gotten a rhythm with everything going.
Loading up deep, and Williams is that intercepted.
Thomas had a chance that way. Wow. Had Ambry caught that one and picked it off, that might have sealed it even that early.
Montgomery. Left side.
The running game for them is still just taking up chunks.
3rd and 10. Blitz coming. Goff, far side of the field. There is St. Brown. Makes the catch. He is not going to get to the first, but
Look at
it's certainly
triple
a makeable
tackle.
field goal now to your point.
Keeping them inbound, just keeping that clock moving.
Goff, pressure.
Finally, we're getting some
In
pressure
trouble.
from these guys.
Goes on the run. Incomplete. And the gamble on fourth down.
They had it working, too. He was open.
Here's a fake. Purdy looking for Samuel, throwing that way. Debo Samuel's got a first down. Out near the 44.
Now we're just playing ball control. Just let the clock click
Third
down.
down. Four-man rush. Purdy in some trouble. Escapes.
There's Steve Young.
I mean,
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy with the legs inside the 30.
I love how it's always Feliciano.
Here's
It's like the first
McCaffrey.
one to get to him every
Right
time.
side.
This is the
Breaks
one where
tackle.
CMC goes a little cartwheelish.
Taken down inside the 5.
They were working on his neck
Elijah
area
Mitchell
after this
for the
one
first
because
time
we had to pull in
tonight.
Elijah
Guess
to
what?
score
He's
this
gonna get it.
touchdown.
Mitchell
And you see
surging
him
forward.
getting his neck rubbed. So we'll see how that works out for going into the
Touchdown.
Super Bowl. But I'm thinking he's going to be okay. And Elijah Mitchell in for his one play. Didn't miss a beat.
Keep those
Good
timeouts.
Elijah
You have to
getting
go
in
on
there.
Defense.
Need this on third. Over the middle, caught Laporta. That'll keep it going. First down.
I think at this point I was pacing in this room, going back and forth like, let's go. Come on. Hold them. You know, let them get them that underneath stuff for 5-10 yards. I think we'll just keep that clock
They need 2
tugging.
scores. Blitz is coming. Picked up. Goff deep over the middle, and he has a catch. Down there to Reynolds.
I didn't like how we didn't actually tackle him on that one. We
You
just
don't
kind
want
of
to
hit
just
him.
become strictly reliant on recovering an onside kick.
Goff far side. Laporta makes the catch. Slides out of bounds.
To stop the clock. You cannot get tackled in bounds.
Pressure coming. Goff unloads it, and down near the end zone is Ferkser. They give it to Montgomery.
Great hold by defense. That changed everything with how the final part of this game had to be played out. Everything.
Stop the clock.
This is the game. Goff pumps, fires end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. What a grab by Williams to keep this game alive.
Here we go.
Badgley gets into it high and the right. It's loose. Ball.
They almost grabbed that
Gonna
one.
Pick it up, and that'll be that.
And then we just have to run out the clock. We couldn't do just the kneel down because of how the
Stay
timing
down
would
to
go.
Absorb the moment. John Lynch, the general manager.
There's Brock. Takes a quick knee, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
49ers.
Bang, bang,
The
Niner
Super
game.
Bowl.
We are back in the Super Bowl. Man. At this point, I think I had lost my voice last night, just yelling and screaming. But it's a good reason to lose your voice. So thank you, everybody, for showing up, watching these reaction videos. It's been pretty fun to do them so far. The last part of the season when I started this. Obviously, we'll be keeping it up for the rest of this season, the Super Bowl, and continuing the next season. Tomorrow, me and TJ will be back on at 4:30 for our regular review show. Friday, we have our weekend review show. Not quite sure what we're going to cover because obviously the Super Bowl is not going to be this weekend. Maybe we'll cover with the Players Awards and go over stuff like that. And then the week after, we'll start our actual Kansas City stuff, getting ready for the actual Super Bowl. So until then, for everybody that shows up, please like and subscribe to the video at the bottom. Bye, Fitai, Tele Lava. One love.